You walk into a building and you're faced with a choice you've probably made 1,000 times without even thinking about it. Stairs or elevator? It feels totally automatic. But what if I told you this simple decision has a surprising impact on your time, your health, and yep, even the planet? Let's dive in.
So this is the classic standoff, right? The slow and steady climb versus the quick and easy lift. We're going to break this whole choice down from every single angle to figure out what's really going on each time you push that button or take that first step.
Because, this isn't just about getting from point A to point B. It's a decision that connects to your schedule, your body, and even the health of our environment. So let's see what really happens when you pick one over the other. Okay, first up, the thing we all care about most of the time, speed. We're all busy, and the elevator seems like the obvious winner here. But is it really? I mean, think about it for a second. When you hit that call button, you don't just magically appear on your floor. You're waiting for the car to show up. Then you're waiting for other people to get on and off. Then you're waiting for the doors to close. All that little waiting time, it really starts to add up.
And take this out. The data shows this clear tipping point. In a normal 10-story building, if you're just going up 3 floors or less, you'll probably beat the elevator. In a much taller 40-story skyscraper, you can climb up to 7 floors and still come out ahead. The bottom line here, for most of those shorter trips, the stairs are actually the secret shortcut.
All right, let's switch gears from the clock to our own bodies. What's the real physical and mental impact when you decide to take the stairs? This is where the choice starts to get really personal.
So taking the stairs is like this little bonus package of hidden benefits. It's a mini workout that gets those feel-good endorphins flowing, which helps knock down stress and boost your mood. It also gets more blood flowing to your brain, which can sharpen your focus, and believe it or not, it can even help you sleep better. Plus, there's that quiet little feeling of accomplishment you get. It's a small win. But of course, let's be real, it's not a perfect option for everyone. For millions of people, especially folks with joint issues, just the thought of climbing a flight of stairs can make you wince, especially when it comes to knee pain. And a super common reason for that is osteoarthritis. So picture the smooth cartilage in your joints as being like 2 ice cubes gliding past each other. With osteoarthritis, it's like one of those surfaces has turned into sandpaper. That friction is what causes all that pain and stiffness, and it makes something like climbing stairs a real challenge. But there's a really simple trick that physical therapists recommend to make it much more manageable. Just remember this little phrase, up with the good, down with the bad. So when you're going up the stairs, you lead with your stronger or good leg. When you're coming down, you lead with your weaker or bad leg. That simple technique, along with using the handrail for support, can make a huge difference. Okay, let's zoom out a bit. We've talked about personal choice, but what about public influence? How do the actual buildings and cities we live in shape our decisions, sometimes without us even noticing? Well, this brings us to this really cool idea called active design. It's basically a movement in architecture that uses the environment to kind of nudge us toward making healthier choices. By making stairs more obvious, more attractive, and easier to get to, designers can actually encourage more people to use them. It's about improving public health, one step at a time. And here's a perfect real-world example of that. New York City's health department put these simple little signs up near elevators. The message is brilliant, right? It's clear, it's catchy, and it works. Studies have actually shown that simple prompts just like this one can really increase how many people take the stairs. It's a small nudge that can have a pretty big impact. So far, we've looked at time and health. But for our final round, let's pull back the curtain on the elevator's biggest and maybe most overlooked issue, its cost to the environment. So get this. In a high-rise building, elevators can be responsible for up to 10% of the building's entire energy consumption. Just let that sink in for a second. One single system in a massive building eating up 1/10 of its power. It's a pretty staggering number, and it really shows the environmental weight of this everyday convenience. But the story's changing. You see, traditional elevators were total energy hogs. They wasted a ton of power as heat and often used hydraulic fluids that could leak. But the new green elevators, they're designed from the ground up to be sustainable. And the technology here is pretty incredible. These new elevators have something called regenerative drives, which work kind of like a hybrid car. They capture the energy from braking and can feed up to 75% of it right back into the building's power grid. They also have smart controls to make trips more efficient, and even simple things like LED lighting make a huge dent in the elevator's carbon footprint.
All right, so we've covered speed, health, design, and the environment. We've seen the good and the bad for both the climb and the ride.
So, where does that leave us?
Here's the final breakdown. The stairs, they're faster for short hops, a great built-in workout, and use zero energy, but they just aren't an option for everybody. The elevator, it's essential for long trips and accessibility for all, but that convenience comes with an energy cost. So there's no single right answer, just a set of trade-offs to think about. So the next time you find yourself standing in that lobby, the choice is yours to make with all this in mind. It might feel like a small moment, but it's connected to your health, your time, and your planet. So what's your next step going to be?